My third story is about death. When I was 17, I read a quote that was something like, "If you lived each day as if yours was last, someday you must certainly be right." It made an impression on me, and since then, for the past 33 years, I looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, what I want to do, what I am about to do today. And whenever the answer has been no longer too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool that I ever encountered to make me the biggest choice in life. Because almost everything on external expectation, on pride, or fear of imprisonment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what you truly important. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There's no reason not to follow your heart. About a year ago, I was diagnosed with a cancer. I had a scan at 7:30 in the morning. It clearly showed a tumor on my pancreas. I didn't even know what pancreas was. The doctor told me there was almost certainly a type of cancer that is incurable and that I should expect to live no longer than 3 to 6 months. My doctor advised me to go home and get my affairs in order, which is doctor code for prepare to die. It means to try and tell your kids everything you thought you have the next 10 years to tell them in just a few months. It means to make sure everything is burned up so that you easy as possible for your family. It means to say your goodbye. I lived that diagnosis all day. Later that evening, I had a biopsy, where a second endorsed down my throat through my stomach into intestines, but I needed to my pancreas. I was sedated, but my wife, who was there, told me when you view the cell under microscope, the doctors start crying because it turned out to be a very rare from pancreatic cancer. It is curable with a surgery. I had a surgery, and thankfully I'm fine now. It was the closest I've been facing to death, and I hope to it the closest I get for a new decade I have lived through it. I can now say this is for you with a bit more certainty than that was useful and put fully into the concept. No one wants to die. Even people who want to go to heaven don't want to die to get there. And yet, that's a destination we all share. No one ever escaped. And that is as it should be, because that is very rarely the single best invention of life. It was life changing agent. It clears out to make a new way. Right now, the new is you. But someday, not too long from now, you will gradually become the old and be cleared away. Sorry to be so dramatic, but it's quite true. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life too. Don't be trapped by dormant, which is living in the result of other people thinking. Don't be let the noise of other opinions drown your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what is truly want to become. Everything else is secondary.